actors, and president of the Sandy Spring Theater Group as well, and a military history buff, as good at that, I would think, as he is in the theater, although I don't know anything about it, so whatever he tells me, I just believe him anyway. But without further ado, Bill Spitz.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Little change of pace. One of the most well-known writers of the 19th century is a fellow by the name of Rudyard Kipling. He wrote many novels, he wrote many stories, he wrote many poems. I am going to do one of those poems for you tonight. But first, let us set the stage. I should like you all to imagine that you're sitting here in a pub outside of a British Army base anywhere in England, sitting at one of the tables. Happens to be a number of young soldiers, and they're all arguing over one question. What is the drink of choice of British troops when they're in the field? Well, half the lads, they believe, of course, it's got to be gin. The other half believe, no, it must be beer. Well, this goes on for quite some time. Finally, one of them looks up. He sees an old grizzled sergeant major standing at the bar. They can tell he's seen a lot of service by the medals on his chest and the way he looks. They say, I know. I bet you he can answer that question for us. And they walk up. Excuse us, Sergeant Major. Yes, lads, what can I do for you? We were wondering if you could answer a question for us. Yes, I shall certainly try. Could you tell us, we see you've been in service for quite some time, what is the drink of choice of British troops on campaign? Is it beer or is it gin? He gets a faraway look in his eye, and he begins to speak. Yeah. You can talk of gin and beer when you're quartered safe out here, or you're sent to penny fights or out or shotted. But when it comes to slaughter, you'll do your work on water, and you'll kiss the bloomin' boots of him that's got it. Now, in India's sunny clime, where I used to spend my time serving of Her Majesty the Queen, of all that black-faced crew, the finest man I knew was our regimental beastie, Gunga Din. It was Dean, you limping lump of brick dust, Gunga Din. Aye, water get it, Penny Leo, you squidgy-nosed old idol, Gunga Din. The uniform he wore was nothing much before, rather less than all for that behind. For a piece of twisty rag and a goatskin water bag was all the field equipment he could find. And when the sweating troop train lay in the siding all the day, and the bloomin' heat would make your eyebrows crawl. He'd holler, Harry, bye, till our throats were bricky dry, and then we'd whoop him because he couldn't serve us all. It was Dean. Where the mischief have you been? You put some jouty in it, or I'll marrow you this minute if you don't fill up my helmet, Gunga Din. He would dot and carry one till the longest day was done. He never seemed to know the use of fear. If we charged, or broke, or cut, could bet your bloomin' nut he'd be waiting 50 paces right flank rear. With his mussick on his back, he'd skip with our attack. He'd watch us till the bugles made retire. And for all his black-eyed, he was white, clear white inside when he went to tend the wounded under fire. Dean, with the bullets kicking dust spots on the green. When the cartridges ran out, you could hear the front rank shout, Aye, ammunition mules, and Gunga Din! I shan't forget the night when I fell behind the fight, with a bullet where me belt plate should have been. I was choking mad with thirst. The man who spied me first was our good old grinning, grunting Gunga Din. He lifted up me head, he plugged me where I bled. He gave me half a pint of water. Green. It was crawling and it stunk. But of all the drinks I drunk, I'm gratefulest to that one from Gunga Din. Oh, it was Dean. There's a bloke with a bullet in his spleen. He's crawling at the ground. He's kicking all around. For God's sake, get the water, Gunga Din. He carried me away to where the dooley lay. A bullet come, drilled the beggar clean. He placed me safe inside, and just before he died, I hopes you like your drink, says Gunga Din. So, I'll meet him later on in the place where he has gone. But it's always double drill and no canteen. He'll be squatting on the coals, giving drink to poor damn souls. And I'll get a swinging L from Gunga Din. Din, 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 you Lazarushian, leathered Gunga Din. Though I belted you and flayed you, by the living God that made you, you're a better man than I am,